Hello gang, my name is Venkat, Senior Dev. Today I want to discuss about the JS and CSS frameworks and state management frameworks and libraries as well. Which framework is the best to learn? Basically, front-end frameworks play a pivotal role in modern app development. They provide developers with a structured foundation, pre-built components, and established patterns to create responsive and interactive user interfaces. So here, if you see in my screen, here in 2024, best JavaScript frameworks and libraries. Here, React.js library, AngularJS, Vue.js, Servlet, Ember.js, Next.js, Angular 2, Backbone.js, Semantic UI. And CSS frameworks, Bootstrap, Element CSS, Style Components, Bluma, Material UI. And state management and frameworks and libraries, Redux is for React, Mobex and Flux also we can use it in React or Angular, which wherever you want to use it for state management. And UX is particularly for the U, and the NGX and RxJS, this both of them is for the AngularJS. Which one you want to choose it, you can choose and you can work on that one. JuStand is also for the React and other state management. Which one you want to choose, you can choose it and use the one. And coming back over here, so here I segregated in JS frameworks and libraries, CSS frameworks, and state management. So coming back to benefits of the using the front-end frameworks, actually the faster development, they accelerate development by providing reusable components and a consistent structure, reducing the need to write in code from the scratch. And code organization, like in frameworks, encourage best practices and maintainable code, making it is easier to collaborate with other developers and maintain the project over time. Consistency, suppose for example front-end frameworks ensure a consistent look and feel across the entire application, enhancing user experience. So if in that, suppose in key factors for choosing a front-end framework, so in my perspective, when selecting front-end frameworks, it is essential to consider in terms of popularity, in terms of features, in terms of compatibility. In terms of popularity, what I'm talking about, suppose React.js in 2022 and 2023, the highest library can use it in throughout the world. So if you have in more community or vast community and more resources, better support, you are going to get it in better support in outside. Suppose in features, and access the feature offered by each framework to ensure they align with your projects and requirements. Compatibility, as I mentioned, consider how well framework integrates with other tools and libraries you plan to use in your project. So here in the React, as I mentioned, it is the virtual DOM. That is the one of the popularity for React.js. And the second one I would like to talk about in Vue and one-way data binding. So it's easy, like in once if you want to install any extra library, third-party libraries, you can install it and use it in however you want, you can make it your application. But Angular, there is no chance. But that is the full framework. Google is handled by, React is handled by in Facebook, and Angular is handled by in Google. Google is like an Angular is mainly the full-fledged framework, like Next.js. How Next.js is supporting to React is the full-fledged framework. The same way is Angular also. No need to install any extra any libraries or whatever third-party libraries, and you can utilize that one. Two-way data binding and real DOM. That's the only drawback, and remaining all of the Angular is the same. So if you're coming back to Vue.js, Vue.js is the offer progressive framework that simple incorporate into current projects and has a large community. And if you're coming back to Backbone.js or jQuery, although less prominent than the past, and jQuery remains the valuable choice. And I think legacy applications only most of the people are using, but I don't think so is or no one is using for jQuery. And if you're coming back to Ember.js is the one of the excels in convention over configuration, making it ideal for large scale applications. Backbone.js is a lightweight framework that offers a structure without imposing too many conventions. Semantic UI. The semantic UI, the This CSS framework focuses on providing a human-friendly HTML syntax and responsive design. So coming back to Servlet, Servlet is the unique approach compiles components into highly efficient JavaScript, resulting in faster load times. So in CSS frameworks, CSS frameworks, Tailwind CSS, Style Components, Bluma, and Material UI and Bootstrap. I choose in the Tailwind. Tailwind CSS is simplified styling with utility classes and has gained the popularity of its flexibility. Bootstrap is the robust and widely adapted framework and responsive app design. Style components also is a style components, and based on you can write it in your own component and you can call it in directly in the style components. Normal CSS you can write it in under the style components, you can call it in directly over there. So as I mentioned about the state management, Redux for the React and MobX and Vuex for the Vue, and Flux and RxJS and JuiceNet and RxJS is for the Angular. This one is for anyone else, and Flux also any one of them if you want to use it in which one is the benefit for you. So I choose in here top 5 CSS frameworks and state managements, and already I explained about each and everything, how they are working in React, and which one you want to choose it, you can choose it in as for your favor, guys. Okay, here use cases and famous brands. React is the Facebook, Instagrams, and Airbnb. Angular is the Google, Microsoft, IBM is using mostly. Vue.js, Alibaba, Germ, and Euronews, and jQuery, WordPress, Slack, and Airbnb. Amber.js, Disclosure, and Square. Backbone.js is the Pinterest, Trello. Semantic UI, Stack Overflow, and Bloomring. Servlet is the New York Times and Spotify. Tailwind is GitHub and Netlify. And Bootstrap is Twitter and Shopify. Style components is IMDb and Reddit. So if you're coming back to conclusion, JavaScript framework is the popular front-end frameworks, include React, Angular, Vue.js, and Servlet. In my choice as a senior developer, everybody I'm suggesting to my teams, other teams, if they're asking any suggestions, always I'm going to tell in React and Next.js, you can choose it, or otherwise for the mobile responsiveness and React Native, and choose which one you want to, and based on that you can go for it. And as I mentioned, CSS frameworks allow the Tailwind CSS because it will go to give you each and everything in class only, and you can write it in, no need to write in extra custom classes. Mostly custom classes you can write it in very less. So that's what I'm trying to tell. Tailwind CSS is the best for choosing. And style components and Bootstrap is compared to Tailwind CSS. Okay, the better, like in style components is better, little bit better after Tailwind CSS. And I don't like the Bootstrap in some of the cases, but in some people can like it in the Bootstrap. So state management, as I said, like in earlier, Redux is for React, NGRX is for Angular, UX for the Vue.js. And if we have the Flux, we have the other things, and whatever you want to choose based on your project, guys. And final one, like in choosing the right tools, like based on your frameworks, library, tool depends on your project requirements, team expertise, the specific needs of the application. That's why you have to choose in wisely. So let me show you guys in the graph of 2012 graph. Okay, all right. So here, see guys, Stack Overflow trends. Stack Overflow trends is showing which one is the best in top high level is using in every worldwide. So you see the graph is showing in React.js is the top. Next one is an Angular.js, and Angular is the next. Next.js and Next.js, Vue.js is the top level, but in Next.js 13 after Vue.js 3, and Tailwind CSS and Redux is there, and after that in the RxJS and Servlet and Style Components and GRX. That's all guys, and for this video, and catch up in next video. Thank you guys. Bye bye.